Welcome back. It is Thursday, August 29th, and the MLB. Our five best bets are on the way. Austin joined by Logan. Let's have a recap of yesterday. We're pretty dead inside. Let's talk about it. 2 and 3 day. Padres team total under 4.5. Pretty sharp read there. They only scored 3. We love that. And then the Dodgers and Orioles both to score 2 in the first 7. Sweat free. They got that done like the third inning. Our losses. We'll start at the bottom. Parlay of the day. Phillies were the only team. We backed a couple teams to score in the first 5. They did not. They looked uninterested. Logan and I watched that. That was arguably some of the worst baseball I've seen from the Phillies this season. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he told me, hey, he gets 9 innings to hit. He only hit 3 times. Brian Bayo masterclass. He went 1 for 3. I don't think I've taken a base prop where they only get up 3 times. Unreal. And then the real loser, man, Logan. Oh, man, we are putting on our brave faces. Yankees Nationals over 8.5. If you didn't watch that game, I'll pull up the clip. We had some nice base running by the Nationals in the 8th. But let's start with there was tons of runs early in the game. Then late, no runs. And then, of course, we have the Nationals first and second, no outs. They get a double. And I don't know what the hell Joey Gallo's doing. What could have been bases loaded with no outs. Could have been 1 run with first and second with no outs. No, we end up with a guy on second and 2 outs. I mean, I don't know what we're supposed to do there. Yankees also went 1 for 13 runners in scoring position. Look, Logan talks about it. We can only do so much. We can come on here and give you some picks. Man, fluke stuff's happening left and right. And sure, it's baseball. It's a high variance sport. I am willing to bet sometime in the rest of the regular season, we will have a day and a streak of a week where things start to go our way. Because, man, it's been a frustrating season, to say the least. Yesterday could have been so much better. We could have easily had a big day. And just could that Yankees Nationals game really summarize their season for you. But let's dive into the picks today. Let's turn over into a new leaf and let's have a good day. How do you say about that? If you want to do his favorite breakdown, was posted right before this one. But let's dive into the days and have a winning day. First pick parlay of the day is back. I'm not even going to Phillies. What the hell was that yesterday? We'll cook up a winner for y'all today. It'll be linked down below in the pinned comment and the description. Show it some love. Should be live. 9:30, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Go show the parlay of the day some love. Let's hit another one. I'll dive into my first pick of the day, and I'm actually going to be going to a team that we faded yesterday. And I'm going to start with my favorite pick of the day, Padres, first 5 team total over 1.5 at -135 on DraftKings. Is a little juice, yeah. I don't love laying, more than -135. This is the most juiced bet on our card right now. The rest of them are either -120 or plus money. I like the Padres, though, to get us 2 through 5 innings. I mean, yesterday when I took their team total under, they still scored 2. They scored 2 in the first inning, and they still went under the 4.5. So if they want to do that today, go for it. But I really like their matchup today. I hated their matchup yesterday against Andre Palante, a guy that is great at ground ball outs, and the only reason they scored in that first inning was because they had slow dribblers go right through the gaps, and it was just painful to watch. Also, the Cardinals catcher sucks. I don't know if you watched him. They don't have Contreras right now. He's injured. Their backup is absolutely terrible. The Padres should just be trying to steal because that guy throws it in the outfield every time. But I digress. Sonny Gray will start for the Cardinals today. 4.07 ERA and a 1.13 whip. Gray has allowed 2 or more earned runs in 10 straight games. Now, technically, you could give up 2 today, and it could come maybe the second and the 6th, and we would lose. But I'm confident that they'll be able to get to him early. Gray, we've talked about him before, is pretty good at home. 2.72 ERA, and it's mostly due to being able to limit the home run ball. I think only 4 homers allowed at home, 16 on the road. But the Padres are not a team that relies heavily on the home run. They aren't like a team that need home runs to score like the Yankees. I think the Yankees score over 50% of their runs via the home run. The Padres, I don't know their numbers exactly, but I imagine it's not very close to 50%. Probably closer in the mid-30s, low 40s. But we look at Gray. What does he do that Palante doesn't? He relies heavily on the strikeouts. 92nd percentile in K percentage, 78th in whiff percentage. You look at his K prop today, sitting at 4.5. I believe the 4.5 line, which is juiced on the over. He has hit all but 1 start this year. He's made like 24 starts and he's gone over 4.5 Ks. Well, have his work cut out for him against the Padres team. If you watch the breakdown, we talk about it. They, over the last 14 days, 1st in batting average, 4th in OPS, 3rd in WRC plus, and the kicker, 30th in K percentage, or dead last. They don't strike out. They have the lowest K percentage against right-handed pitchers over the last 2 weeks. Well, Gray, when he doesn't get the Ks, what is happening? 14th percentile in barrel percentage, 44th in hard hit percentage. So I think we will see the Padres get some base runners here. We could see some hard contact down the line, doubles and stuff like that. Didn't really get a lot of doubles yesterday. And I really look at Gray also struggling against lefties. We'll see plenty of them today. 259 batting average allowed to lefties, 797 OPS. look, he's going to see a ton of lefties today. And when the only righties that'll see in the lineup, Manny Machado, who's 11 for 30 with a couple home runs off Sonny Gray, and Xander Bogaerts, who's 4 for 12, 333 off of him too. So look, I like their chances. I don't mind their full game team total at 3.5. That's a little too juiced for me. Give me 2 runs through 5. I really like the Padres to do just that. Give me the first 5 team total over 1.5. But throwing it to Logan, he's got a team total for y'all today, and I think it's a little sharp one. Logan, who you rolling with tonight?
Yeah, it is sharp, and I'm going back to my sharp ways because yesterday. But I'm not going to talk about that. I'm taking the Red Sox team total over 4.5 plus 100 odds on ESPN Bet is your best value. Now, this isn't a team or an angle that I feel like a lot of people are going to see coming today. I've opened Twitter, as you know, many of you probably are on that app. There's a lot of Bowden Francis love, prop love out there today. I'm going to be contrarian and bet the Red Sox to put some runs up on him today. Because, I mean, if you're just looking at the total in this one, closed at 9 yesterday, 3-0 Red Sox win. Once again, we see a total back up at 9. I mean, that's normally where these Fenway totals are. But I'm banking on the Red Sox scoring the bulk of the runs today. I mean, I don't want anything to do with the Blue Jays offense. But it's going to be fading Bowden Francis, who starts for the Blue Jays, 4.02 ERA and a 1.07 whip. Now, why do I say this is controversial? This is more of a contrarian angle because he's coming off an 8 innings pitch, 1-hit masterclass. I mean, he looked so good in that game. Prior to that, if you're looking at his starts too, it's really hard to poke holes in his game. 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run. This guy's been unhittable. Now you see a 4.5 team total with the Red Sox versus a guy that's been virtually unhittable. We know why everyone is on his case today as well, because you look at his strikeouts the last 3 games, 12, 7, 8. His 5.5 Ks, dude, it might be so free. It might cash by the second inning. You might strike out the side both innings. Yeah, I mean, there's some numbers indicating that obviously if you're just a last few starts merchant, you will arrive at that angle. But there's some numbers indicating that Bowden could have a slip up in this one. What do I mean? Look at his StatCast numbers: 20th percentile in chase percentage, 14th percentile in whiff percentage. Those are not sharp, K numbers. Like, those are not consistent strikeouts. And against this Red Sox team, I've seen them be patient at the plate. Some days they look disinterested and they just want to swing in the dirt. But some days they are truly willing to make the pitcher work. I think they make Bowden Francis work today. Francis also 12th percentile in barrel percentage, 15th percentile in ground ball percentage. Those numbers are very concerning at Fenway Park, a very hitter-friendly ballpark. I could see some hard-hit extra base hits today. Maybe a few that slap off the green monster, hopefully go over the monster. Would love that. Some doubles right through the gap. I could see that for sure. Now, over the last 14 days versus righties, the Red Sox have been a good offense. Boston, 7th in average, 6th in OPS, 7th in WRC+. So knocking on a top 5 offense against righties over the last 2 weeks. I still think it's a contrarian angle on paper, fading a guy who's pitched well, but I think the Red Sox can definitely get to him. With runners in scoring position, Bowden Francis is allowing a 313 average. It's pretty high. I mean, he's been unhittable virtually, so once the Red Sox do get some base traffic, they need to really make him pay. Over the last 14 days, Boston 13th in batting average with runners in scoring position, so better than the middle of the pack for Boston. I still think they could get to him today. Look at Bowden Francis's props. Besides his K prop, which is suspiciously low, he also has a 2.5 earned run line, juiced minus 150 to the over. He's under that line. He's under that line in 4 straight, and it's not even been close. He's just soared under in 4 straight starts. His outs line's also 15.5, juiced under, which he soared over in 3 straight. Again, guys, I mean, I'm just prop line reading. I'm also looking at a Boston team that could be sitting on some runs. I mean, yesterday they didn't do a whole lot of anything. I think they can definitely get some runs up on the board today. Last 14 days, Toronto 9th in bullpen ERA. I still think there will be run opportunities late for Boston because there is all that bullpen familiarity. I don't know who's available for Toronto. I mean, who's in, who's out. Again, I'm not their manager. Not going to pretend to forecast bullpens, but I still think they get to Bowden Francis, get a few runs off him. I think they finish it out in the bullpens. Give me the Red Sox team total over. A pick that I don't think a whole lot of people are going to like or even be on today. That's fine. I'll take this contrarian angle. Love it as my best bet of the day. But Austin, get some more. Where are you going?
Yeah, I also have a team total. I mean, speaking of picks people didn't like, everyone hated my Padres pick yesterday, and that was pretty sweat-free. So, hey, I like the Red Sox. Let's hope they can put up some runs. I was going to wear my Devers jersey for you, but instead I'm going to wear my Giants jersey because I'm actually backing them today on my team total. I'm going to Giants team total over 3.5 runs, minus 120. Bet 365. I'd probably play it about minus 130, minus 135. I think the Giants score 4 today. I don't know if this is the high scoring game on the card, but I do think that there's going to be runs by the Giants on this side. And we get 9 innings to hit. So even if their pitcher and Hayden Birdsong wants to go out there and sell everything and give up 10 earned runs, well, then maybe we'll get some bad bullpen arms in there and the Giants can put up 4 late. But let's talk about Aaron Zavali, who is scheduled to go for the Brewers. 4.84 ERA and a 1.39 whip. He obviously was traded at the trade deadline from the Rays over to the Brewers. He's kind of had identical numbers, about mid-4s, 4.4 ERA in his 8 starts with them. In his last 4 starts, he's allowed 5, 2, 0, and 3 earned runs. So doing a bulk of the damage to him. I mean, heck, if they want to give up 5, I'll take it. Now, I really like this matchup, though, for San Fran. If there's going to be anything San Francisco struggles with, it is strikeouts. This is a team that over the last 14 days, 3rd highest K rate to right-handed pitchers. So, when they get guys like Freddie Peralta who can get the whiffs and strikeouts, they're going to struggle. And I imagine they struggled yesterday. I thought they would, and they did. They still end up scoring 3 runs, though, late in that game. But Savali, not a huge K guy. 24th percentile in whiff percentage, 39th in K percentage. Knock on wood, he hasn't had more than 5 Ks in 6 straight starts. A lot of those starts he's ended with 3 and 4. So if the Giants are able to put the barrel on the ball, they normally have good things happen. We saw them do it all in that Mariners series against George Kirby, Luis Castillo, and things like that. And when guys put the barrel on the ball against Savali, it leads to some good contact. This season, we've seen him give up 24 home runs, I believe 12 to lefties, 12 to righties. 14th percentile on ground ball percentage, so makes sense. He's giving up some hard contact. The Brewers ballpark is not the most hitter friendly, not the most pitcher friendly. I feel like it's pretty neutral. Savali allowing a 272 batting average, 3rd time through the order, 313 in his 3rd time. I say 3rd time because they could try to run out Savali a little bit longer. Tomorrow, the Brewers head to Cincy for a doubleheader. They have a 4-game series against the Reds. I'm not sure it's as important as it might have looked like it would be for a month ago, but still a pretty big series for them. The Brewers still trying to win this division. But a doubleheader, I don't imagine they want to use their bullpen a ton. I think the Giants could get some damage on Savali in their bullpen. The last 6 right-handed pitchers to start against the Giants, those guys allowed 5, 3, 5, 3, 2, and 3 earned runs. Then you include Peralta in there, so technically 0, I guess. I think Peralta gave up 0, and they scored in the 7th and 8th. But still, they've been able to hit off these guys. Like I said, we saw them hit 3 homers off Luis Castillo. It wouldn't shock me if they get some home runs today. I kind of like Tyler Fitzgerald or Elliot Ramos there too. Let's just hope some guys are on base so it's not a solo bomb and it's a 2 or 3 run homer to really make our life easy. And as I said, the Brewers bullpen has been pretty solid. Middle of the pack, though, recently, the last 2 weeks. But yesterday and the back-to-back days, they used Payamps and Koenig. Devin Williams, their closer, they used yesterday. And as I said, they have a doubleheader tomorrow. So I don't imagine they want to use a ton of their bullpen today if they can avoid it. So maybe Savali's at like 85 pitches and he's pitched well. And they're like, we'll roll you out for another inning. Maybe that's where a big inning comes. He gives up the first 2 or 3 base runners get on. And they're like, oh, we're kind of in a pickle here. So I really like the Giants. I think they score 4 today. Give me their team total over. And the final pick of the day, we're actually going to Cincinnati. We're taking the over in that game. Athletics Reds over 9.5, minus 120 on Fanatics. Now, I don't typically love to look at games at a ton of runs the day before and then take the over again the next day, which is kind of what this was. But yesterday, there was really no runs. If you were looking at that game, it was 3-0 basically in the 6th inning. And then the Reds scored 6 in the 7th, and you saw a ton of runs. And so normally I'd be like, I don't want to back runs, but I think that this is a great spot to back some runs once again. Oakland, I think they get up some runs here. Reds, same too. And now you might look at the pitchers and be like, who the heck are these guys? You have Julian Aguilar pitching for the Reds. If you've never seen him pitch, I don't blame you. Only 2 starts made in his career. Both of them, he allowed 2 earned runs. In those starts, a 3.6 ERA. His expected ERA, 7.22. He's given up a lot of hard contact. His barrel percentage, 19.4%. For comparison, Taijuan Walker, who literally sucks, his barrel percentage is like 12.5%. So even though he doesn't qualify for all these metrics, that would be first percentile. His very low whiff and chase rates. And sure, he's managed some good starts in Toronto, in Pittsburgh. This will be his first start in Great American Ballpark, arguably outside of Coors Field and maybe Fenway Park. This is a top 2 or 3 hitter-friendly ballpark. So this is a guy relying on a lot of fly ball outs. And fly ball outs are not easy to come by in Great American Ballpark, especially to an A's team that when they make that hard contact, get the ball in the air, we see a lot of home runs. Saw it all yesterday. So I think we will see the A's put up some runs. On the flip side, the Reds, I think they put up some runs too. They're trying to avoid getting swept here. JT Ginn will make his first ever MLB start. Now, he's pitched out of the bullpen a few times here. 2 appearances, 3 2/3, gave up a run, a couple walks, and 1 hit allowed. But he struggled hard in AAA. In his 14 starts, a 5.72 ERA, 1.53 whip. If you look at all the Reds hitters and their HRR props, hits, runs, RBIs, a lot of them are 2.5 today. So I think the bullpens are saying, hey, we think the Reds can get some stuff up on JT Ginn. Not a lot of respect here. Additionally, both bullpens are relatively taxed. Yesterday, the A's used a lot of arms. The Reds basically had a glorified bullpen game. So we look at these last 14 days. Oakland 18th in bullpen ERA. They'll be without Mason Miller, their closer. He's pitched back-to-back days. And then the Reds are 29th. So I think there's runs early on these 2 starters. And I don't know how far the starters go. So you're going to have to see some bullpens who gave up the bulk of the runs yesterday. I like the over 9.5 in Great American Ballpark today. I think this is another earlier start, 5-10. We have a couple early starts today, so hopefully you get them locked in. Those are our favorite picks of the day. I believe that's 5. I think I went through all of them. Just to recap, A's and Reds over 9.5. We have the Giants team total over, Red Sox team total over, and the Padres first 5 team total. When our parlay of the day is live, it'll be linked down below in the pinned comment and the description. And right now you can go check out the breakdown if you want to. I'll also link that on the screen. Have a wonderful Thursday. Let's have a bounce back day after that garbage we had to watch yesterday. We are due a 5-0 sweep, and it's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming. The streak's going to happen. Let's get it done today. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.